guys, welcome to today's video. We're just gonna be chatty and getting ready. I wanted to play with this new palette that I picked up yesterday, the One palette by LAWLESS, which is a clean at Sephora brand. I wandered out yesterday, so if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I had surgery last week. Today I'm filming this on Monday. I had surgery on Wednesday of last week. And yesterday I ventured out, my first trip out of the house since Wednesday, and I went to Sephora and I picked this up along with one other powder because I placed a pretty big online order and I didn't spend too much in store yesterday. But anyway, I'll tell you more about the trip yesterday and more about my surgery as we get in. I don't want this introduction to be too long, but I thought I would just play with this palette. I did do my foundation, concealer, all that good stuff already, and I played with some new products that I will be showing in videos later because my first impression is that I really like them. I mixed this pharmacy oil into my foundation. I used the Peach Perfect foundation. I mixed 1 drop of that, 1 pump of the Peach Perfect, and it's like perfect. And then I also played with 2 new bronzer and highlighters by Bare Minerals. This shade Joy, which is absolutely beautiful. It looks kind of peachy, but when you look into this, it looks like it has a lot of peach, but when it goes on the skin, it is just beautiful. I mean, I don't even really need to swatch it. I can just kind of show you. My cheekbones, I put a little bit on my nose and my upper lip. It's so pretty. And then I played with a new bronzer by Bare Minerals in the shade Faux Tan, which is actually a pretty cool tone bronzer. This is what it looks like. It's a pretty good contour color, I found. So I put those, that's what I have on my face. So just so this introduction isn't 5 minutes long, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's talk about my surgery. So I had surgery last Wednesday, so it hasn't even been a full week yet. The surgery that I had was to repair a couple of hernias that I had. I thought that they were post-pregnancy, like I thought that I developed them after pregnancy, but I was looking at pictures of myself back like 10 years ago when I was really thin and I had competed in this fitness competition and I actually could see it there. So I think I've had these hernias for a long time, but they just got worse as after pregnancy. So I had 2 that we knew of because you could see one in my belly button and then right above. But when the doctor opened me up last week, he actually found 4. So the surgery ended up being a little bit more than we thought. They basically took a piece of mesh, and so it's really common after pregnancy for your abs to separate. It's called diastasis, and I have that too. And that combined with the hernia, I just had these holes essentially where fat was protruding through, and it creates these little like, it's a hernia essentially, but you can see them. So during the surgery, he actually discovered a few more. So the piece of mesh that they ended up using to fix that area ended up being a lot bigger than they anticipated. And I'm not gonna lie, the surgery has not been as easy as I thought it would be. I thought that I would be driving the next day. I mean, I was so foolish. I thought, oh, I'll take a week off of exercising. No way. It is more intense than I expected it to be for sure. Yeah, I ventured out yesterday and it was a big mistake. I had to pick up something from the mall. I know that sounds silly, but I actually really had to. And Paul was real worried about me going. He didn't think I should go. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then I was walking around the mall. I texted him. I was like, yeah, this was a bad idea. Like carrying my purse, just carrying anything that's moderately heavy. I mean, 5 pounds, 8 pounds, like it's just, it hurts. So anyway, that's the story with my surgery, but I'm recovering. You guys sent me so many sweet messages on Instagram. It's gonna be good. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad it's behind me. I literally had been wanting to do it for years. Finally did it, and there's no turning back now. So, okay, let's talk about this palette. So this is what the palette looks like. It is by the brand LAWLESS, which I haven't tried anything of theirs yet. I'm very curious about the foundation because I've heard pretty good things about it, and testing it in store, it seems really nice, but I didn't pick it up. And this is what the palette looks like. So beautiful. I always hesitate buying a new palette just because I have so many of them. And typically what happens, you guys, is I use them for a video. I might wear them for a week or so, but then they kind of get pushed aside and I have so many palettes that I barely use. So I'm always really hesitant to buy them. I always have to talk myself into it and remind myself that this is what I do for a living. I need to purchase products and talk about them and review them and show them. So sometimes I feel so wasteful with the amount of money that I spend on makeup. And it's a delicate balance because no one needs to spend what I spend on makeup. No one does. It is pretty wasteful, but it also is what I do. So I have to remind myself that it's okay. So anyway, I convinced myself to get this yesterday. And how many shades come in here? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so you get 18 shades in here, and you do get a good mix of matte and shimmers. There's definitely more matte shades in here than shimmers. But I swatched this in store, and it did perform well. Like, just from swatching it, I thought, okay, I think this is gonna be a good palette. And I do like that it has everything you need for a complete look. It's got some shades right here for brow highlights, and it definitely has some shades over here. And it definitely has some shades that you could use in your transition shade. And then obviously it has the pops of color if you like that. Okay, so we are gonna go into this palette. What are we gonna start with? Okay, so I'm gonna start with this shade right here in my crease. It's called Baby, and it is a matte, like peachy pink shade. And we are just gonna apply that right in the crease. So you can see it goes on pretty well. I mean, you do get a fair amount of color. You can get a sheer wash if you want, but you can build it to get a little bit more. I actually want something pretty sheer, so I'm not going to build this up too intense. And I'm gonna kind of bring it over a little bit on my lid as well, because it is pretty light. I think I can bring it over my lid and I can still cover that color if I want to when I get towards the lid color. So my skin is a lot more glowy today than it normally is. I'm playing with some new products by Bare Minerals that I have to say I really like. The glow is so beautiful. I just wish it stayed this pretty on me all day. The reason I kind of shy away from glowy products is just because I feel like as the day progresses, I look like a greasy mess, but this is so beautiful. If it stayed like this all day, I would be a very happy camper. So next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, this bottom matte brown shade, and I'm gonna apply that just in the corner and also in the crease, but I'm using a smaller brush to really keep that real concentrated to be just in the crease area. So when you mix that brown with this pink, it almost kind of has like a purple tone to it. Okay, that combination is so beautiful. I love that real pinky, kind of plummy, neutral fade. It's so, so pretty. So I think I'm gonna stick to this pink kind of vibe we have going. And for my lid color, I'm gonna use the shade here. It's called Cutie. It has quite a bit of frost to it, but you can see that the color payoff is still really nice. So we're gonna use this shade on the lid, and I think I'm just gonna use my finger to apply it. Let's see how this goes on. Yeah, so I was telling a friend of mine this morning, I've had the best friends help me with everything since I've had surgery, and obviously Paul has been a huge help. He's pretty much done everything. I haven't really had to lift a finger since I had my surgery. But I was telling a friend this morning who came to pick up Kate that if I would have known that it would have been this type of recovery, I probably wouldn't have gone through with it. Or I would have scheduled it at a different time, you know, just because we're at the end of the school year, things are kind of chaotic and busy. I don't know, I might have picked more around like the holidays to do the surgery had I known that it would have been, that I would have felt this way, you know? Okay, that is so, so pretty. I like that. So one thing about this brand is that it's clean at Sephora, so I'm not quite sure what Sephora has as far as standards to get that seal of approval, but LAWLESS is one of their clean brands. So I know that all their products are free of sulfates, parabens, phthalates, and I think there's some other ingredients that they have on their list in order to get that seal of approval. So LAWLESS is one of them. So if you are concerned about clean beauty products, it might be one to check out. Again, this is the first product of theirs that I've tried. But I have to say, I do like it. I think the performance is just as good as any other high-performing palette that I own. Okay, and the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this shade, it's called Play Cool in the palette. It's like a kind of espresso brown, and I'm just gonna kind of pop that just in the outer corner, just to give a slight deepening effect right there in the outer corner. So that just kind of gave a little bit more like depth in the outer corner and kind of blended things a little bit better. For liner, I'm gonna use my Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm gonna keep the line pretty thin. I am gonna apply false lashes, so I really just want the liner to kind of conceal the false lash band. I don't want it to be more noticeable than that. Okay, so now we have our liner on. I'm gonna go and apply my lashes and I'll be right back. Lashes just make everything better. Oh, I have been so tempted to get back my lash extensions, but I think about it for like 2 seconds and then I know that my eyes are better without them just because I have such sensitive eyes. I am gonna put a little coat of mascara. I get asked all the time if I apply mascara before or after false lashes. For me, I find that it's easier for me to apply lashes on myself if I don't have any mascara on. Just because I can see my lash line better and I can get closer to the lash line with the lashes. And two, I really don't need to put mascara on because lashes give you all the volume you need. The only reason I do is to blend my natural lashes into the falsies. So especially if you have like blonde lashes or lashes that stick straight out, putting a coat of mascara will help kind of blend them in so that way when people are looking at your profile, they don't see your natural lashes. But of course, when you do it after, you are getting makeup on the lashes, which, you know, people can say will limit the amount of times you can use them just because you get makeup built up on them. So beautiful. I love this palette. I'm really, really happy that I bought this palette. So for my lower lash line, I'm gonna use a shadow and I think I'm gonna go in, let's see, I want something that's gonna pop a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with this shade here. I haven't used this one yet. It's called Shady. So you can see that it's a matte, it's pretty deep. It's got quite a bit of red and plum to it. So I'm going to load that up on the Sigma pencil brush and I'm just going to run it just under my lower lash line and give myself like a smoky line there. This color is beautiful. If you have green or blue eyes, this color will just make your eyes pop because it has so much red in it. I really love these eyes. I'm impressed with this palette, you guys, really impressed. Okay, so I want a nice thick smoky line. Okay, so then I'm gonna apply mascara on my lower lashes and I'm using the Too Faced Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I forget where I got this mascara, but I got it in like some type of sample pack or something. It's a good mascara. It does really separate and lengthen the lashes. So I like it for the bottom because it's not too thick, so it doesn't clump together or just get too thick for the lower lashes. I like the lower lashes to have a really soft, separated look. I don't like anything too thick or volumizing down there. So for blush, I'm just gonna go in with Milani Luminoso, and I'm using the Seamless Shaping Finish Brush by Bare Minerals. This came in the set that I got. I got a whole set. I think I'll do a separate video. Let me know down below if you wanna see a separate video for all the clean bronzers and highlighters, like a swatch video from Bare Minerals. I'm happy to do that. But this brush came in that set and I really like it. I like the shape of it. I like how it's tapered, how it's like really full here, but it's tapered to a nice point. Those are my favorite types of powder brushes just because I feel like they're really versatile. You can use them on the cheeks or use them as highlight because they do have this fine tip, but they also have this nice, like dense kind of round base that allow you to use them as like an all over powder brush. So pretty. I love this blush. It is just so beautiful. So for lips, I'm going to go in with Bite Beauty's lipstick in the color Sugarcane. This is such a pretty soft pink shade. Bite Beauty is also a clean brand at Sephora, so if you are interested in trying clean brands, Lawless and Bite Beauty I know are Sephora certified clean brands. I'm just going to kind of press that just to I'm not going to use a lip liner, so I really want to press the lips together just so the lipstick kind of spreads out to the perimeters of my lips. Then I'm going to go over it with this Mireness lip gloss. This is the shade Exposed. Now this product I normally do not wear with anything underneath it because it has so much pigment to it. It's pretty much like a full-on pigmented lip gloss. There's really no need to put anything below it. But because my lips are so dry, I mean, this lipstick looks good on camera, but when I'm looking in the mirror, I see quite a bit of lines, and I just want my lips to have a fuller, glossier look. So I'm just gonna hit the sheerest layer of that. This Mireness is one of my favorite lip products. It smells so good. It feels so good. I love this color. It's like a kind of dusty rose nude shade. I wish I had a larger size of this. I don't know if this is the size that they come in. I got this in a set of minis, so I think they probably come in a larger set, which I need to order the larger size of this because this is a fantastic lip product, you guys. And there you have it. Well, I love my makeup today, and it's actually perfect because as I was filming this video, I'm remembering that I have a photo shoot in like an hour and a half here at my house, so my makeup is photo shoot ready. I love this palette. Let me know if you guys want to see a few other looks with this palette. Obviously, there's a lot of other shades here to work with. You have these really warm orange shades. You've got some copper shades here. This is a beautiful palette. I am really excited to play with this more. If you want to see a full like review swatch video on this, let me know in the comment section below. I definitely want to feature this more in another video, so let me know what you guys want to see. All right, you guys, that wraps up this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!